Regional Command South, based in Kandahar, a position I had taken back in February of 2006. So when Operation Medusa began, I had been in place with my brigade headquarters and a previous rotation of Canadian soldiers for long enough to understand the enormity of the challenges we faced. I was concerned. As Book 1 of this volume makes clear, the run-up to Operation Medusa began almost a year before the battle, as we readied our Canadian soldiers, aviators, sailors, and Special Forces operators to deploy. Almost immediately, things began to go wrong. As the obstacles mounted, we learned enough to understand deeply that the outcome of a fight on this scale with the Taliban was uncertain. The competing priorities of governments, departments, regions, militaries, agencies, and even other wars made every single day a high-speed chase along multiple tracks. Even in the retelling, the sheer number of factors that affected us can be hard to keep straight. This audiobook comes with a PDF of lists and glossaries to help listeners avoid confusion. Book 2 tells the tale of the battle itself. While only 2 weeks in duration, it called upon every resource we had, every ally we knew, every favor we could call in, and every tactic we could deploy to apply constant pressure to the enemy without falling into the many traps set for us. The unfolding events of Book 2 will be best understood once you have the context detailed in Book 1, but if you get twitchy, go ahead and fast forward to the fighting. For now, let me explain something. A military is only as effective as the individual teams upon which it is built. As such, when Canada agreed to take over Regional Command South in Afghanistan on behalf of the NATO coalition as of July 2006, we knew that the International Security Assistance Force would be effective only if our forces could all gel into a comprehensive, combined and joint team, where combined means a force of troops from more than one nation and joint means a force of personnel from more than one military service, such as Army with Navy and Air Force. Months earlier, we had looked hard at our own team first. Canadians would form a joint task force and a brigade headquarters that would command coalition efforts in the whole region. Together, they would be called Task Force Aegis. When we gathered for the first time to conduct training in Wainwright, Alberta in the fall of 2005, we were a fractured, if well-intentioned band of soldiers from a number of disparate regiments and corps. Many of our brigade headquarters staff would be coming from other countries. Some of those, but not all, joined us to train. We were not yet a team. That would come in time, and time was our enemy. Task Force Aegis was to be built on the core of one Canadian Mechanized Brigade Group, 1 CMBG, of which I had just taken command. We all needed to figure out how to work together, and this started with my office and personal team, which began with me, my personal assistant, Trevor Fraser, my executive assistant, David Buchanan, and our formation sergeant major, Mike MacDonald. Our quartet quickly established a routine, and we were relieved to discover that we worked well together. Satisfied, we then began building our tactical team, commonly called a TAC. This was the larger group of soldiers we'd need at brigade headquarters to man our small convoy of vehicles and a communications and protection party that would allow us to operate safely as a unit in the field. Our TAC would evolve several times before we reached Afghanistan. The leader of that tactical team was Sergeant Bill Irving from Lord Strathcona's Horse, Royal Canadians. Bill was a character, open-hearted, opinionated, humorous, and frequently profane. An outstanding soldier, he would soon prove to be the soul of our team. During our workups in Wainwright, Alberta, Bill established himself as our protector, guide, and inspiration. Adopting us as his personal charges, he treated all of us with a classic parental mix of high expectation, strict discipline, and deep empathy. It was fitting that we gave him the nickname Mother. To our growing family, we added a close protection team of members of the Canadian Forces Military Police, which had recently taken over from Joint Task Force 2 the responsibility for protection of all but the most senior of Canada's leaders. Afghanistan was their first mission, and I was their first assignment. When Mike MacDonald and I met that team in Edmonton, we were impressed. They were professional, determined, fit, and ready for hell. In Wainwright, our growing band formed into a tight, mission-focused entity that gradually became known to each of us as the Posse. We openly admitted our individual